What is good, YouTube? Fight fans all over the world. It's your boy, Real Talk Boxing, and I am back at you again. I want to talk about my boy, Teofimo Lopez, unified lightweight champion of the world. He's been doing a lot of talking here lately, y'all. He's been speaking his mind, telling it like it is. I saw an interview of Lopez this morning, actually, left out from work, before I left out to work, excuse me, and he was saying a lot. He was saying a lot. Everything from not giving Loma a rematch to congratulating and not showing any type of jealousy or throwing any type of shade towards Ryan Garcia for his victory over Luke Campbell. And just talking about the lightweight division as a whole and how he believes most of these lightweights are ducking him and are afraid of him. So let's get into it. First, I want to talk about what he said about Ryan Garcia. He said he was very proud of Ryan Garcia. He said there's nothing bad that you can say about his performance. He said he was up against a very seasoned veteran who had tons of experience. And he grabbed the bull by the horns and he just went for it. He says that Garcia is one of the lightweights, along with himself, who has actually stepped it up this year in competition. And that he gets no argument from me by making that statement, that factual statement, because Garcia did step up to fight Campbell, a more experienced fighter with a better resume, and of course Lopez with Loma. Like, Loma's unified. He was unified, excuse me. He's an Olympian, gold medalist at that, and the dude was pretty much the boogeyman of the division. So, they both stepped it up. Did Devin Haney against Gamboa? No. Did Tank Davis against Santa Cruz? No. Even though I like Santa Cruz and he's game. We all knew that he was too small. I did give Santa Cruz a chance to beat Tank, but, Santa Cruz is 122, 126 pound fighter. So you really don't get much credit for beating a smaller guy. And so I agree with Lopez wholeheartedly when he says myself and Garcia are the only lightweights that has stepped it up in competition. And I like that. I like that statement because it is very true. He was also asked about Garcia calling out Davis, and he was like, he didn't have much to say about it. He was just like, well, nobody's calling my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm the unified lightweight champion. I'm the top dog. So why aren't these guys wanting to get at me? Why don't they want to get at me? He says, he knows that Loma is calling him out. He wants a rematch, but he said he's not getting one. Now, do I blame Lopez for not giving Loma a rematch? No, I don't, because Loma didn't have one for him. So why should he, do something for Loma that Loma wasn't willing to do for him? Here's the thing that you guys got to understand. Lopez read the contract before he signed it. And he saw that, and he still didn't care. He had that much confidence in himself that he was going to go in and beat Loma, so he wouldn't have to worry about that not having a rematch clause. You understand what I'm saying? He was that confident. Even when he walked in, even when the bell rung, you saw he was just so confident. He exuded confidence, much like Garcia did against Campbell. So he was like, no, Loma, move on. You're not getting the rematch. Now, would I be mad at a rematch? Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to be the one to hate and jump down Lopez's throat because he doesn't want to give Loma an opportunity that Loma wasn't going to give him. All right? And again, he says they're not saying my name. These lightweights are afraid of me. That was Lopez's words. He said, man, they are afraid of me. And he was even asked, even Tank, you think Tank's doesn't strike me as a fighter that would be afraid of another fighter? And he was like, yeah, Tank's afraid too. He's afraid. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't they calling my name? So, all right, Real Talk, what do you think? Do you think that they're afraid of Lopez? No, I don't think any of these lightweights are afraid of each other, but I do think they understand the risk of facing each other. Each and every one of them understand the risk. They stand a chance of losing against one another. They get that. So they're going to try to be as strategic as possible. Now, I don't think these lightweights fear Lopez, and Lopez definitely doesn't fear any of these lightweights, including Loma. I don't care whether he's wanting to give him a rematch or not. He's not afraid of Loma. He's already proven that. He doesn't have to prove it again. So, what's next for Lopez? He says he has a mandatory. If that doesn't fall, if that falls through, then they'll look at Haney. He says if Devin Haney overprices himself, then we'll look at Garcia. And if Garcia does the same thing that Haney does, overprice himself, then they'll have to go elsewhere. So, right off the bat, we all know it's about revenue. It's about the money, because he says if they overprice themselves. Now, he's a unified champion. Should he dictate, or should he get the bigger pay cut? I mean, in a perfect world, you would think so. But nowadays, it's not about the belts. It's not about how many belts you have. It's about your following. It's about how popular you are. We all get that, and we all know that now. Sad but true. In this day and age, but we have to get with the times. It's something that is always going to rear its ugly head, the money and the popularity. So you might as well just get used to it. This is how boxing is going to be. And you know one thing about boxing that I wish they would get from UFC? When you are a boxer, professional boxer, champion, and you start getting losses on your record, your revenue goes down, man. Your marketability goes down. That's one thing that does not go on in the UFC. There's UFC superstars right now with multiple losses on their record, and they're still superstars. I wish that was the case with boxing. I wish they would take a page out of UFC's book and bring that over to boxing. I would thoroughly enjoy that, but that's not the case. So these fighters have to be strategic. They really do. Now, you have some that say, well, Lopez is afraid of Loma. He's afraid of losing. If he loses those belts, not only will he have a loss on his record, he'll have to go back to square one. So he's trying to get as much money while he has these belts. Fair to say. Do I believe that's the factual truth? No, I don't. I don't believe that. Because Lopez has proven himself to be the truth. He fought the big bad boogeyman, and he beat him. Now, you can say, oh, well, his shoulder was bad, or this, that, yada, yada, yada. You can say that. And that's majority of the reason why I want to see the rematch, even though I didn't see anything during the match that told me that there was something wrong with Loma's shoulder. Might have been the case. I just thought he couldn't start. My personal opinion is Loma didn't start early and couldn't start early because of how effective Lopez was. That's my opinion. But it could have been the shoulder. That's why I wouldn't be mad at the rematch. But he's not getting one. So let's get off that topic. These fighters understand the risk. These lightweights understand the risk. And you got to understand, these guys are young, man. Very, very young. So they have plenty of time to grow, because they are still growing. You have to understand that. So time is on their side. Definitely on their side. So they have to be very strategic in who they pick to fight. And as far as Garcia fighting Davis anytime soon, not going to happen. And actually, Lopez stated that he's not even looking at Tank, because Mayweather already said a fight with Lopez isn't on their radar right now. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So why would he want to pursue something that's not going to happen anytime soon? Devin Haney is definitely there. I believe Devin Haney will take that fight. But when it comes to Ryan, the money is involved. You have to understand that. Even with him wanting to fight Tank, if the money isn't right, if they don't give Garcia what he wants, that fight's not going to happen either. As much as he's dead set on fighting Tank Davis, if he doesn't get the amount that he thinks that he deserves, the fight's not going to happen, because now we are living in a time where boxing is all about money and popularity. That's my personal belief and personal opinion. What do you guys think about what Mr. Lopez is saying? Because he's saying a lot. And I agree with a lot of what he's saying, definitely. And Lopez says the only lightweight that can beat me is me. This man's confident, and I want to see him back in the ring. Never mind my opinion. What's yours? Comment down below and let me know. As always, respect all, fear none. God bless. Until the next time, Real Talk Boxing, baby. We out.